that's one of the things that GMs are very good at, knowing when they are important and when they are not important. And 2 days ago, in the 6th round of the Olympiad in Chennai, Pentala, Harikrishna, the number 1 board for India, played a great game against the up-and-coming Abdusattorov. And I think Nodirbek, as he's also called, didn't think he would lose this game because he just won against Caruana and with black. And well, the trees don't go into the sky unless they have roots in hell, as they used to say. And I think this was a wake-up call. There's still something he needs to understand a little bit better. It was a model game. It's one of these kind of games I really like, because you can really understand what's going on in a way that will improve your overall level of play. So let's get into it. India played 2-2 against the very strong Uzbekian team. By the way, Denmark won. I'm not gonna say much more. We are playing in not such a long time. I'm a little bit rusty here. We have had the Bermuda party and everybody survived. And it was, well, it stopped already at 3 o'clock, and then there was the usual bus thing where you trying to get home is not so easy. Anyway, this bishop d5 is an interesting move. It's a little bit controversial. The thing is, I think it was recommended in a book by, I believe, Delchev, who's a strong theoretician, Bulgarian guy. He's here in Chennai. I've seen him, but he's not playing, so he's obviously captain for someone. And that's a lot of former strong players are here as seconds for different teams. I've seen Elyanov and Sergei Mosishin lives in our hotel, and Jan Smits is the Dutch captain, Gustafsson is the German captain, and so on. And of course, I'm the Danish captain. The thing is, White has now gone with the bishop to the king side. That means this bishop cannot get back to the queen side, and it will be stuck here. The question is, will it be a strong piece, or will it be a sort of get in the way piece? There is this pin that is a little bit annoying for black, and actually someone solves it this way by putting back the bishop. Then you will go something like this, and later on you will play this and exchange the dark squared bishop and getting sort of a good bishop. This one down here is good because your pawns are on black, and so on. This is one way to play. But this is not how Harikrishna plays. He plays it much more sort of what we call it. I think you say that this is the way to play. This is what you would want to do. You will say that, okay, I'm trying to exploit that the bishop has gone away. The thing is with bishops, normally they are like just as strong as knights or stronger, but they are assigned something like 3.25. But I think most players, especially grandmasters, believe that bishops are a little bit better. And one of the things that's a problem with bishops is that if you miss a bishop, sometimes you sort of become permanently weak on a different color square. Bishops somehow has a stronger color sense than knights, and can better protect squares and hold something together. And we will see it here in this game. A5 is one way to play, and C3, bishop A7, just waiting. A4, not sure I really like it, and D5, very sort of the way you want to play, trying to exploit that the bishop went to the king side like this, and breaking the pin. The downside is, of course, they might get a little bit weak. White might blast in the center at some point, and there is this square that could become a weakness. If it's not a weakness, then usually black has nothing to worry about. If it is a weakness, or he has to sort of have an open center here. Here he plays this move, and the idea is, of course, to go to this square, bolstering the king side, and keeping this pawn here, so that black later might push the pawns on the king side. Queen b3. White sort of panics because this forces black to castle king side, which looks a bit something. Usually you don't want to do this, but if it's not a problem, then it's definitely not a problem. That's sort of the main thing to know about things like this. So queen b3 is not the best move, but of course black was a little bit afraid that white was afraid that black would just play something like this, knight here, queen here, and then later push the king side pawns, and where was the counterplay coming? Even something like this will not threaten anything. So it's and this guy is more of a target at the moment than actually a strong piece. So unless white can get d4 going, the problem here is, of course, black will just take this one, and that would be a bit annoying. So queen b3, castle, and I think already black is definitely fine here, and white goes d4, which is the plan, and hoping to start some mess in the center to exploit this setup with the pawns. Here black plays a very important and strong move, and which shows great understanding, and after this move black is already much better. So, and that's the funny thing, this bishop was not doing much, even though of course it was exercising some pressure on this pawn phalanx or whatever it's called, but here and has to take with the pawn, and you take back with the pawn. You don't want to exchange it. So white, black got the bishop pair. White is missing a dark square bishop. But what's the problem with that? The problem is mostly that it will be very difficult to defend these guys without a dark square bishop. And it really goes fast, because after d4, hitting the knight, sort of keeping these pawns here, and queen d5, natural move, defending this one, and preparing to launch an attack here, and making sure that white will not be able to free himself with f4 or something. That was really what he wanted. Rook here, white is still hoping that king d7, also a typical grandmaster move out of the diagonal. You want it on black when white does not have a black squared bishop. This is very clear. h5, and already the attack is just rolling, and black is actually more or less winning already. 94, h4 coming. Rook d3, and we see that white uses all these pieces to attack, but even though he's doing that, he's still in big trouble, because he misses his bishop, and this is sort of the thing with bishop is, in some positions they are just really, really important, and here it's clear that this bishop down here is almost twice as good as one of the knights. It's cut like a laser through the position, and like this. Yeah, knight f4, hitting the rook, and white gets a little bit you call it desperate, and knight e3, bishop e3, and black has won a pawn or a piece. There's no f3 due to queen takes e3. Bishop e2, bishop e6. That was unpleasant, and that's kind of the nice tactics here. Of course, the queen was the same, but you and if he takes on e6, then you can take on g3 and will win a piece. Queen b5, queen f4, queen c5. Still hoping to get some sort of attack, and black just ignores it and goes for his own attack. This h file is still a problem, and the plan is very simple. And of course, white could resign here. We're just going to see the finish. Rook c8, just so that the queen is out of the way. And there is this check. All hangs together. And after king d2, rook f1, white's king is toast, and he gave up. A great game by Harikrishna, who is, of course, a strong player, but here he made Nodirbek look like he didn't know what was going on. And it all hangs down to this move, that really is, if white misses this bishop and does not get some squares in return, then the knight will be kicked by the pawns, and the bishop will rule the day. So it is really something you should think a lot about: which bishops to exchange, which bishop to keep, and don't just lose a bishop for nothing, thinking. And this is the kind of lazy thinking that we all sometimes do. Is we think that, okay, but a bishop and knight is almost of the same equal, it has the same worth, so I can just give him of the bishop pair. No, you cannot just give up the bishop pair, then you're giving something away. Like I explained earlier here on DM Talks, in general, you don't want to give anything away ever. You really this is what it is about. It's like the 300 where he's making this speech. Give them nothing and take from them everything, right? Anyway, a new round today here in Chennai, India. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I was a little bit rusty. I'm sorry. I probably slept too much. Thank you for watching.